Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Simon here, and as promised, I have a new reaction series here to watch of you, replacing the god of high school. It's ReZero, which is something that people have been asking me to watch for quite a while now. Even before making this anime dedicated channel, over on my other channel, people were asking me for a while, watch ReZero. It's a really good show, and I've decided that now is the time. It's something I've had my eye on. I've just been waiting for a sort of time slot, a space in the schedule to fit it in. Now, I don't know all that much about the show. I know that it was first released in 2016. I know that it's gone through a little bit of a remaster with a director's cut. I am not going to be watching the director's cut. I'm going to be watching the original episodes, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Even though it's recommended that anyone who's sort of starting the show brand new watches the director's cut because it adds some things in and it improves the quality of the animation. There's really two reasons why I want to go the original route, and that's one, because the episodes are easier for me to consume in half-an-hour slots in terms of half-an-hour episodes. It's easier for me to kind of take in the information, record a reaction, edit a reaction, upload it. It's just easier for me that way. Also, it allows me to experience the show exactly the same way that presumably a lot of you sort of watched it first time around. And then if I'm really interested, I could always go back and watch the director's cut and get that perspective as well. Not everyone might agree with that, but that's just the way that I want to do it. Also, I'm going to be watching this in the sub. I usually do prefer dubs, and I have been told that this show has got a pretty good dub. But from all of the consensus that I've seen online, all of the research I've done, people say that the sub edges out the dub just because the Japanese voice actors for certain characters are better than the English counterparts. Not to say the English counterparts are bad, they give that little extra flavour to the character. So I've decided to go with the sub, which, will help as well in a number of ways, because I believe this show can be a little bit strict for copyright. So it means that if I need to sort of mute the audio at certain points, you still have the subtitles on the screen for you to refer to. So, again, I don't really know much about this show. I know the main character is called Subaru, which is interesting because it's also the name of a car brand from Japan. But other than that, I don't know too much about it. So I'm going in completely blind, with no background to the show other than what I've had to research, just because when I looked up the episode order, I was like, hang on, there's an episode 1A and a 1B, but then there's director's cuts. So I had to do a bit of research into how to watch the show before I even, started considering it. And so this is episode 1A. I will be watching episode 1B next. They'll be uploaded separately, but they do make the opening episode together, I believe. So it's a little complicated, but I'm sure that you understand because, you have seen this show before, or at least I hope you have. If not, probably better not to watch a reaction to it. Watch it first time for yourself, then come back and watch a reaction. So, I guess that's really all I've got to introduce. Obviously, you can always check out my reactions on Patreon if you want to there. They'll be uploaded, obviously, before they get uploaded on YouTube, so you have that. But other than that, if you haven't, please do subscribe. If you enjoy this series and you enjoy my reaction come the end of the video, please do give it a like, share it as well. That'd be brilliant. And as always, I found it very, very helpful when people leave tidbits of information in the comments, for something I might have missed or something I'm not clear on. As long as it doesn't spoil anything, I always do read the comments. I've got my own notepad, which, I take my own notes on, but sometimes I either don't pick something up or I mispronounce something, so it's always nice to have people either correct me or clarify things in the comments. You guys have been really brilliant about that in other shows that I watch. So, we're going to jump into this, but before we do, I want to say a big thank you to my Patreon super supporters, Frank Tremel, Karen Abel, Ace, Nick Walters, The 7 Deadly Sins, Damon Smallwood, Michael Y, IrishCal, Richafa, Clara Gros-Louis, and Mr. Greg 89. So, without further ado, let's jump in and let's see what happens next. What? What is going on here? This is very strange. What's a grooved edge 10? Oh. Did he just pass through a portal or? What? Okay. Lizard people. I saw a cat person there. I guess so. Does that happen a lot? Oh, she's fast. Interesting how technology seems to have regressed. Yeah, it's medieval style. No. I mean, unless you summon that knight, I don't think you have magic. Oh, get out. Uh-oh. It's almost like he's breaking the fourth wall, in a way. Starting gear. No base armor, no base weapon. Yeah. It's almost like he was prepared for this to happen one day. Live strong. Hey, he's getting mugged here. Bit of help? Oh, this isn't gonna go well. He thinks he's in a video game. He's got a knife. Yeah. No good Samaritans here, apparently. Oh, maybe. Yes. Oh, wow. Is the cat gonna fight? Oh my god, that is the most glorious cat I've ever seen. I need that cat. Sorry, Zuko. It talks? Zuko, you been holding out on me? I need one of them cats. Has she taken him in? Yeah. It's the... Oh! Okay, you're bigger now. Insignia. That's what that girl had, yeah. I mean, you did kind of heal him. I think that's thank you enough. One good deed per day. We should all live like that. Not sure he's quite a good shield yet. Needs some training. Disco Fever Natsuki. That is adorable. Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. Why has he got to guard his house? Satella. What's your story, Satella? Aw, that's very nice of him. Considering he's not likely to get it back. That's true. I like Subaru's way of thinking. Don't limit yourself to just the one good deed. Half-elf, okay. So elves exist here. Oh my god, that is adorable. I can't take this level of cuteness. Oh. They helped his daughter. Well, you gonna call them losers now? A good deed brings you good karma. Almost out of time? What? Is that the green crystal? Oh, or is he going to get one of his own? That's very pretty. Okay, so a very interesting first episode. An interesting opening scene as well, where we went from a sort of mini mart in Japan with weird flashbacks to him stepping through a portal and ending up in some kind of very strange fantasy medieval world where there is, you know, all kinds of strange anthropomorphic beings and magic, you know, and he didn't seem like overly shocked or concerned. Subaru doesn't necessarily seem very eager to get back home, which makes me wonder what his living situation is, as to whether he has family. He said he's a sort of a stay-in, and you know, he's a gamer, so I'm assuming that he doesn't get out too much. Maybe doesn't have too many friends. It would make sense if he didn't have any family. That's why he's not overly anxious to get back. But it was just it was so strange how it was almost like he was prepared for it. He was like, this is my time, you know. I've been summoned. I'm gonna use my magic. Almost as if he felt like he was in a video game. You know, most of us, I think we'd be freaking out. You know, not just the fact that we've been taken somewhere else, but the fact that the place we've been taken was so strange. And, you know, it's not just a case of like, oh, it's regressed hundreds of years to fancy sort of medieval times. You've got creatures that, you know, you've never seen before, and spirits and magic. It'd be so overwhelming, I think, to most people, but credit to Subaru, he seems to be taking it in his stride. So the land is called Luganica. I think I pronounced that rightly. And they're in the capital. Now they say there's nothing to the east. Now that's curious, because technically speaking, especially, you know, if you're on a planet, a globe like Earth, then technically everything is east and everything is west, because you're going around in a circle. So I wonder what they mean by that. It might have just been like an offhand comment, and, you know, they just mean there's nothing to what is determined to be the east in this world map, you know. But I mean, if you went far enough east, you would start, you know, coming back around on yourself. So Puck and Satella make such just an adorable duo. I can't take Puck especially. You know, for those of you who are watching for the first time, you might not realize that I have my own cat called Zuko. He is adorable. I love cats. But he doesn't talk. He doesn't float. He certainly doesn't, you know, act as adorable as Puck did in this episode. So I think he's been holding out on me. You know, he's asleep on that chair back there. That's all he does, is he sleeps, he eats, he asks for my attention every now and then in the most inappropriate moments, he wants to cuddle. You know, when I'm in the middle of work, or if I'm playing a video game or something, that's when he leaps up and is like, give me attention. Puck, though, is a spirit, so it's very different. It's kind of a weird mix of like, almost like D&D. You know, you've got half-elf, you've got like lizard folk, you've got magic. It's got that medieval setting, that fantasy setting. So it does kind of have that feel to it. But there's something obviously more going on in the background, because in that opening, you know, we heard someone asking Subaru if he was okay. Now, I'm wondering, was that Satella? I don't remember the exact voice. And he said something about, you know, saving you, almost as if he was talking to himself. So I'm wondering what link that has there, as to whether there's some other version of him that sent him to this parallel world. Again, it's one of those situations where we are going to have a long journey to find out exactly what's going on, why he's been taken to this place, you know, who Satella is, because she looks, for all intents and purposes, when I saw her, I thought, oh, she looks like she's part of a noble family, or she's some kind of, you know, righteous warrior. But it seems as though she's kind of in a similar situation to Subaru. No money, no real influence, you know, and she's had something stolen from her by this pelt. Or is it felt or pelt? I can't tell whether I put down an F or a P. I'm going to say it's pelt, I think. I'll definitely figure it out by the next episode. But yeah, no, it was a very, I don't want to say a gentle introduction to the series, because it wasn't really, it was like straight from the get-go, boom, here you are in the new world. But it wasn't overbearing. It didn't throw a million things at you at once and expect you to absorb it. It's slowly kind of absorbing you into this situation, into this scenario. And with the characters, I mean, Subaru, he's an odd one. He's obviously very good-natured. He obviously wants to do his good deeds. But he's also got a very strange side to him. I guess it's the kind of typical teenage boy side. And I think he's a teenager. But, you know, it's that kind of immature side mixed in with a really good-hearted personality. Satella also seems like she's got a really good personality, but there's obviously more to her than just what meets the eye. And I do wonder what the significance of her being a half-elf is. It's almost like when Subaru complimented her on, you know, being beautiful, she was almost surprised, you know, because, you know, he said elves and she was like, well, I'm a half elf. So it makes me wonder if there's any kind of stigma in sort of, people who aren't fully one race, like the mixed race. It'll be interesting to find out. But we'll call that a wrap for episode 1 of ReZero. I do hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, as I say, please hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments. As always, I read all the comments, including any feedback, any kind of tidbits of information that you feel is necessary. As I say, just avoid spoilers. But yeah, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you for the next episode.